So the first thing you do is you fill out the unit circle. Okay, so you take time to fill out the unit circle. Okay, took me about 2 minutes. Now we are going to fill in our input and output table. So our function is sine. Our input will be, we'll start at 0, and the sine of 0 is 0. Pi over 6, pi over 4, let's do the first quadrant. Pi over 3, pi over 2. My sine values are the y values, so 1/2, root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, 1. And we keep going. 2 pi over 3, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 6. My sine values then start to decrease. Root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, 1/2. Okay? Then we go on to pi. The sine of pi is 0. And we go down to 7 pi over 6, 5 pi over 4, 4 pi over 3. And we have at 7 pi over 6, sine is -1/2, and it keeps decreasing, negative root 2 over 2, negative root 3 over 2, all the way to 3 pi over 2. And at 3 pi over 2, sine is -1, so it's decreasing. And then comes back up to negative root 3 over 2 at 5 pi over 3. At 7 pi over 4, we get negative root 2 over 2. And at 11 pi over 6, we get -1/2. And then it goes back to 0 at 2 pi, which is the same as 0, and it goes and it repeats and repeats and repeats. Okay, so once you fill this out, we are going to go ahead and graph this table of values over here. Okay, so to make sure that we have the correct height, we are going to go ahead and grab some of our spaghetti. Okay, and I'm going to take some of this fettuccine and break off a piece. So I'm going to break off a piece that's exactly 1/2 of 1. See, there you go. If that's 1, this is a 1/2. Okay, and then this here will be root 3 over 2, and then over here I have a height of, if I break it, root 2 over 2. Okay. All right, so I'll start there. Okay, so then I'm going to take my 1 whole, my 1, and go ahead on my y-axis, label 1. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and take my root 3 over 2 over here and label root 3 over 2. And root 2 over 2 over here, label root 2 over 2. Finally, I get to about half. Call that 1/2. And it checks out. It's half of a whole. Okay? Okay. So once I do that, with my straight edge here, I'm going to move my little spaghetti to the side and draw my heights, because we are going to color code. Okay? Then when I'm here, I'm going to plot my points. So pi over 6 1/2, right there. Pi over 4 root 2 over 2 will be over here. Pi over 3 root 3 over 2, and pi over 2. Okay. All right. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and glue my spaghetti, okay, to my handout, my graph, to show where these values are coming from. So I'm going to go ahead and glue, and I have glue or glue stick over here. So that's about 1/2. Then I'm going to glue my pi over 4 and glue my pi over 3 and glue my pi over 2. And if I did it wrong, I'm just going to scoot it down so that it's done correctly. Okay. Then next, I'm going to color code my height. So I'm going to choose 4 different colors. Color code. Okay. So I will choose, let's say blue, purple, green, and red. And let's go like this. Okay, so then for 1/2, I'll make that red. So I'm going to go ahead and color or trace around or draw a height. I think I'll draw the height better. Draw a height red and then glue on top. Either color my spaghetti or trace around it. The next one will be, and if you want to use a highlighter, that might be easier. The next one, I'll make green. And I'll let that, and you can choose whatever colors you want. Doesn't have to be the same colors that I have. And then for pi over 3, let's go with blue to represent root 3 over 2. Okay, I might have to use glue better than glue stick. And then for pi over 2, from my height of 1, I'll use purple. You can choose any color you want. And then there we go. Okay, so you're gonna do that all around, going all around the unit circle, okay? So we're gonna keep going. And now you're going to get another piece of spaghetti and do the same thing for quadrant 2. Okay. There we go. And if it's a little too big, just chip off a little bit to the side. If it's too small, you might have to just get another piece. So if I broke it off not quite right, just try it again. Break off a little piece to the side if you need to. Okay, there we go. And you're gonna keep going all around the unit circle. Okay. Because you're going to do the same, and you're gonna color code the heights. Even if they're negative, I want you to use the same color to show that the length is still the same. Okay, and 1 again. So you'll need like 4 pieces of spaghetti, 1 per quadrant. And I'm using fettuccine, but you can use regular spaghetti. Okay, so once you do that, go ahead and, what should we do? Let's color code. I'm gonna take my spread edge, kind of put these to the side here, and let's do all the heights that are root 3 over 2. Okay. And then let's do the heights that are root 2 over 2. And then let's do the heights that are 1/2. Well, that's a half. Here it's a negative 1/2, but that's okay. We'll still use the same color to show it's the same distance. Okay, and then my height of -1 over here. Okay, once I do that, then I'm gonna go over here and glue and try to come up with a shape for Sine. So I'm gonna take my glue. My glue stick wasn't working so well, so we'll use some glue instead. I think I need to buy some glue. And then whoa, okay. So I got the glue to work. So I'm going to, oh, I guess the glue stick did work. So if you have a glue stick, it works because these stuck. But glue might be a little easier. But the glue stick did end up working because now those are stuck there. And oh no, the paper is bleeding. Okay, so then we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna look for root 3 over 2 and glue that. And then glue root 3 over 4, which glue the root 2 over 2. So look for a height of root 2 over 2 there. And then a half for 5 pi over 6. And then when I have 0, I'm not gonna put anything, okay? I'll just plot a little dot for 0. Okay, and then at 7 pi over 6, the y value is a -1/2, so I'm just going to glue in the negative direction. And then negative root 2 over 2. Negative root 3 over 4 has a y value of negative root 3 over 2. I'm finding that just putting the glue on the stick is a lot easier than putting it on the paper. And then -1. Okay. And then negative root 3 over 2. That doesn't look like a negative. This one's a negative. So negative root 3 over 2, I think it's about 0.8 something. Negative root 2 over 2 is 0.7. Negative 0.7 something. So those are closer together. And then we have a -1/2. So what we've created are, we're creating the graph of sine using the different heights in the unit circle, okay? And once your glue has dried, I want you to color code. So I'm a height of 1, purple, a height of root 3 over 2, I made it blue. You can make it whatever color you want. You should probably wait till the glue dries. Don't do what I'm doing. And then I chose green for root 2 over 2. And then red for 1/2. And if you're negative, you're just going in the negative direction. Okay, once that is finished, okay, then we're gonna take a piece of yarn. And if you don't have any, I'll have some that you can get from me. And we're going to wrap around our unit circle, okay, once. So if you look at our unit circle here, we're going to wrap around once. So I'm gonna get enough string to wrap around once, exactly once. Okay. And you'll see that this, if I unwrap it, will be the same length that's needed, the 2 pi r, to go around my graph. Okay? So you can glue that down. If you want to first plot all the dots, and I should probably wait until it has dried to connect my dots. Okay, not with the line, but with the curve. So sine is a beautiful curve. That looks like that. Oh, and label 0 and 2 pi. I know I didn't put those, but I want you to label these. So this is the graph of, label this f of x equals sine of x. Okay, and put your name and the period, and then take your yarn or string and we are going to, I'll get this one that's a little thicker, glue it like so. Okay, and if you don't have yarn, then just turn it in like this, and then we can do the part with the yarn in class. Okay. All right, and this is what your project should look like. Yours should be a little neater because mine was a little rushed. So wait in between, let things dry, and then color. Okay, and that is what we have here. Okay.